Oh, that splashed a lot.
Yeah, I got some on me.
Well, welcome back.
Welcome back, everyone. We're, recapping week 1 of the Premier League season, 2021, 2022.
Yeah, finally.
God, it's so great to
Finally,
be back.
it's back. I know, I love it so much.
Yeah.
We'll turn the can outwards. People can see what we're drinking. Where's your can go?
It's in the recyclables already.
That's Michelob. We're fine. So if you're watching this on YouTube right now, first of all, thank you. If you're not, what are you doing? Premier League Compliance on YouTube. Duh. You'll notice only 2 of us today. So unfortunately, Garrett can't be here. After the City performance, he decided to quit altogether. He was too upset to be here today. So
if anyone's quitting after the performance of their team, I should not be here. I should
you shouldn't be here
in a different state.
Yeah. But just wanted to get into it.
Yeah, but before we do that, if you're watching YouTube, you'll notice I'm wearing all black today.
Oh God.
Typically people wear all black to funerals.
Mm-hmm.
And today we are laying to rest all of my hopes and expectations of Arsenal Football Club for the 2021-2022 season. I have absolutely no hopes left. Completely crushed after 22 minutes. So, yeah, just wanted to make sure, throw that out there. So if you're watching, that's why I'm wearing all black today. I also brought a hat that kind of sums up the team this year.
Oh, this is classic.
And for those, again, who aren't watching, it just says bad.
That's all it says.
So, yeah, we can jump into it now. Just wanted to get that out of the way.
You know what? I'm going to, was it the third wall, fourth wall, whatever it is? I'm going to break that down. That's a TikTok. That's fucking hilarious. And again, speaking of TikTok, at League Pints, you guys have been, interacting with us on there, been posting on there again. A few of you after our first TikTok said, where have you guys been? We missed you. So, hey, we're back.
We're back.
But yeah, so let's get into game week 1. We'll recap that a little bit. For those of you who didn't know, or if you don't follow us on Instagram, at League Pints as well, we put up on our story, we were actually down here in the quote-unquote studio, and had, 2 TVs and 2 laptops going?
2 TVs, 2 laptops, 4 games total going, 4 out of 5. I mean,
yeah, you
can't ask for much better than that.
Yeah, we were up, again, we're on the East Coast, so we were up bright and early to watch the Man U game on Saturday, but we were also out to see the first game we're going to talk about on Friday. And we're going to piggyback off of Dan wearing black and his hopes and dreams being laid to rest. With that said game, it was Arsenal at Brentford. And just to start right off the bat, for Brentford, haven't been in the league in, 74, 75 years?
74 years.
To see that stadium packed out with these fans who haven't seen their team play in a Premier League game in that long. Not a Brentford fan, not an Arsenal fan, but boy, do you get the chills.
Dude,
it was incredible.
Having the fans back, there's literally nothing. You don't realize how much you miss it until it's gone. You know what I mean? Like last year, not having the fans. All right, it was soccer. We dealt with it. Obviously, the world was in a place where you couldn't have fans. Whatever. Now that they're back, holy shit, does it make a difference?
Oh, I love it.
It is just such a great atmosphere. Before the game, they're singing "Hey Jude" like nonstop all throughout the stands. Place is going insane. And honestly, I think going into the game, Arsenal were probably intimidated and probably nervous just based on the atmosphere alone.
I mean, you think of a game like this, right? All right, Brentford, team who hasn't been in the league in 70-something years. Arsenal, who's been, struggling, to say the least, the past couple seasons. There's absolutely, in my opinion, zero pressure on Brentford. Like, you're coming in playing Arsenal, who's, before this game, quote-unquote, a Big Six team. Before this game, I said. So, again, there's no pressure on Brentford. They just have to come out, put on a show for their fans, and they're there. Their fans are happy enough that they're there. I guarantee you, if this was the other way around and Arsenal won this game, the fans are still going to be full voice the entire game. They're probably just happy to see the team. So if the pressure's on anybody in this game, it's Arsenal. Because they're thinking, oh shit, this team hasn't been in the league forever. They had a packed house. If we we're expected to beat this team. And
they didn't. They cracked and
spoiler, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. This game, again, we'll just say the score for the bat. We'll break it down. 2-0. Brentford are the winners in the first game of the 2021-2022 season. And right off the bat, I was kind of looking at the starting 11 for both sides. I can honestly say I don't recognize most of these faces for Arsenal.
It was a young team. A couple injuries that they had to play. They had to play players instead, like Lacazette, Aubameyang were both out. Whether that be Arteta said they were unwell. I think there's some unrest between Arteta and Lacazette and Aubameyang. So we'll see what happens in the rest of the transfer window if they stay or they go. But honestly, I don't think having either one of them would have made the difference in this game.
No.
We did lack a, sort of quality in front of goal and, finishing in front of goal in this game. Arsenal did have chances, but honestly, nothing was too threatening.
I mean, you look at their shots. They're 22. They hit the net 4 times.
Yeah.
They had 4 shots on target. And you said their quality in front of goal was kind of, poor. I personally, and you agree with me or not, but I think they lack that creativity, that one last play, that one player that can actually tie it together, which, again, and I think Garrett, who's not here, referenced this, every time Arsenal lose or they're not playing well and they're not creating enough, the next day or later that day, Ozil is always trending on Twitter because he was that player for such a while for them.
Yeah, but we haven't had that creativity since he left and since he started to kind of decline,
And look what's happened.
I know we haven't been able to replace him, but we're also not spending the money to replace him. I mean, there's a lot of faith in, well, I don't know if you want to call it faith, but, Smith Rowe has to kind of step up into this role now. He's a young kid. He's through the academy, but he's shown he could perform, and he actually was one of the bright spots in this team in this game of last season. But we're lacking that number 10 creative midfielder who can open up the game, find that last pass, you know what I mean? And they just don't have that. That's why at the end of the transfer window, they're still being linked to Odegaard, Maddison. Whether we get them or not, I don't know. We need one.
Yeah, so I have Maddison on my fantasy team. Granted, he didn't do too much this week, but if he goes to Arsenal, I'm fucked. I'm so fucked. But you mentioned, Smith Rowe. He was one of the bright spots in this game. I think Tierney was also a bright spot for them.
He showed he's a class above everyone else in that
Yes.
Arsenal team.
Yeah, except Ben White. That guy fucked. All right, so let's get into these goals here.
Yep.
So the first goal, the first Brentford goal, I think it was, if I remember correctly, there was kind of a chance in front, kind of went away, and I don't know who it was on Arsenal. He kept the ball in and cleared it. Yeah, kind of. You didn't have an angle to see.
Yeah, it was Chambers. You don't play the ball out like he did there.
He just booted it 50 feet in the air, like to the top of the box.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing?
And you play it either out of bounds or you let it go out. I don't know. Just you don't play it back into the mixer,
You
that's
try,
what he did.
Yeah, you knock it out wide, or at worst case scenario, you let it go for a corner and you defend the corner.
Yeah.
They didn't. It goes out wide. Sergio Canos gets the ball, cuts in, and again, it was, I think it was Chambers again who didn't close him down quick enough.
Yeah, and megging him.
Yeah, he takes the shot. It megs him. Canos takes a shot, megs Chambers. It goes near post. At the time when it went in, I thought, great shot. Once they kind of replayed it a little bit, you can ask some questions about Bert Leno there. I don't know if he gets there. I don't know if he sees it clean off the foot, because, again, it did meg his defender. But when that ball went in, my God, did that play? The cameras were shaking. That place erupted.
It absolutely erupted. And honestly, Sergio Canos, he had probably one of the coolest knee slides I've ever seen in my life. He took a full-out fucking hop.
This dude,
double knee.
This dude was 4 feet in the air, just knees like 4 feet off the ground, and then lands and slides for another 5 feet. I was
my knees could never.
No, I'd break something. But it was absolutely incredible. I had to see the place shaking
like Brian
that.
said, the place was absolutely electric. And being a soccer fan, it was great to see. Being an Arsenal fan absolutely sucked. But you gotta try to I had to try to strip that out and strip being the Arsenal fan out for a second and just realize this team hasn't been in the top flight in 74 years. They scored the first goal in the Premier League season. They are arguably outplaying Arsenal at this point in time. I think Arsenal probably started stronger, but Brentford had more of the clear-cut chances.
Yeah.
Like Tony was like a really good up top, really good presence, and I think that Mbeumo, don't know how to pronounce his name, but like they were causing problems against Arsenal's back line. So
yeah, like you said, I mean, at that point you take out the love for your team. I know that's pretty much sacrilege, but at that point you just have to respect the game and respect what just happened. And at that point, like I said, as a neutral fan, it was beautiful to watch. It was crazy. The place was going nuts. And then since that goal went in, I mean, Arsenal had one or two more chances, but they really couldn't get anything going. I think, the fans were behind Brentford at that point. They started to believe, wait, we could do this. We can get this win. And I said, besides Smith Rowe and Tierney, I didn't see anyone on Arsenal really make an impact on the game.
Yeah, and I think what happened was after that goal, they kind of sat back a little bit, and Arsenal did get some chances, but like we were saying, nothing really materialized. They didn't really have anything that was threatening in front of goal. Balogun was his first start ever in the Premier League, and he looked a little uncomfortable at times. You're just lacking the quality up front that you need to finish a team off like Brentford. But I don't know. I think Brentford did really well holding their shape. They were organized. They are a really good pressing team. And, Arsenal's pretty shaky out of the back, and that's how Arteta wants to play.
Yeah.
And I think Brentford came in with a game plan and executed that game plan. They got up early, and then until the 73rd minute, it was 1-0, and then the second goal goes in. And this goal is absolutely inexcusable.
Yeah.
If you're a fucking professional soccer player, you do not let a throw-in ball bounce inside the 6, inside the 18.
Yeah. But the one thing I wanted to say, as you said, like Brentford, they came in and they had a game plan. That's what the announcers said before the game. I said, let's see if they change it up or if they stick to their identity from last year, which they did, and it worked. The one thing I want to touch on really, really quick before we get to that goal, which was, again, dog shit. Saka comes on the 59th minute, which was about 10 minutes before this goal, a little more. And the Brentford fans gave him a standing ovation. He missed the pen in the Euro final. Sorry for bringing it up, all you English people. I apologize, but he missed it, or got saved. I forget.
Saved.
And then he experienced some, we'll say some hate. Yeah, some hate towards him. And just to see when he comes on, the Brentford fans getting behind him, and kind of like, hey, listen, it's okay. We're still behind you. You're still a national player for our team, our country.
Great to see.
Yeah. Again, that's when it doesn't matter who you like or you support. That's when you just have to respect what's going on, and just that's the love for the game shining through.
Yep.
But let's get to this goal. It was a throw in to the right of Leno's goal. Pretty big throw.
Yeah.
I would say. So there's two issues I have with this. First of all, like
Several
you mentioned,
issues.
yeah. Well, for me, there's a main issue.
Yeah.
The ball bounces, right? That's issue number one. No Arsenal defender can let that bounce. However, the Arsenal keeper can't let that happen. Now, I get it. I don't know who's on him, but he was kind of getting pinned back on his line. I think the forward or whoever was on him, the other, had his arms kind of back and wrapped around, sort of.
Yeah.
However, as a keeper, you power through that, and you'll most likely get through. And again, you jumping with your fist extended to punch that ball away is higher than anyone can jump with their head. The second thing is if he tries to fight through and doesn't get there, well, now it looks like he fights through, and you can see him get pulled back more obviously.
Yeah.
So then the ref either calls it or it goes to VAR saying, nope, keeper got pulled back. No. He kind of bumped him once and then said,
He was passive. He let the defender literally wrap him up and then just completely remove him from the play, which...
That's my complaint with
to your first point, if it's a keeper, like the first one that comes to mind is like Pickford. If he's in goal and there's a throw in there, he's getting his ass out there and punching the ball.
You know what?
Like completely out.
And for those of you who don't know, like I said, I've been a keeper since I was like, I don't know, 9. It doesn't, if he says something, right, it doesn't matter who's in front of him. Like, if he called away or out, whatever it was, fine, and he stayed in his line, it's just terrible decision making by him. But as a keeper, it doesn't matter who's in your way. It could be your own player. You run them over to get that ball. That's what I was always told. And like you said, he was passive. He kind of just went to make a move, got like bumped a little bit and said, I'm staying here. Ball bounces once. Was it Norgard? Just comes running in. There's a free header pretty much, and just heads it in.
But like you said, it's not just the goalie either.
No,
it's also Pablo Mari. He missed a header. You're 7 foot tall. You don't miss the header.
I've never seen somebody whiff a header before until right there. Like he fucking whiffed it. It was poor.
He missed it. Ben White, he probably could have done better, but he didn't really have much time to react. And then I forget who was guarding Norgard, but he just, outpowered, made a better run, and got his head on it. So that's pretty much it. 2-0. There's not much else I want to talk about this game other than it could not have been a worse start for an Arsenal fan. The Spurs result as well. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
but,
we'll get there.
Losing to Brentford too. But last thing I want to say about this game is, Thomas Frank is the coach of Brentford.
Oh.
Seeing his reaction to the game and their win, how much it meant to him and the fans was just an incredible sight to see.
Even before the game, players are walking out. He's on his bench. He's turning around. He's throwing his hands up, trying to get the fans into it. After the game, he's running over. He's he's like celebrating with some of the fans, a few kids
So
that were
cool.
in the stands.
He might be my new favorite coach. In
He's
the
awesome.
Premier
He
League.
was talking after the game, and I think shout out was it Pravini?
Yeah.
Shout out our friend Anthony Pravini. He put it in our fantasy soccer group chat. He seems like just an awesome guy just to hang out with, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, the last thing, and again, Dan's not going to hear this, but you can fact check me. I might be wrong. From what I heard on the broadcast, Brentford's last win in the Premier League was 74 years ago, 1-0 against Arsenal. Their first time back, it's a 2-0 win against Arsenal. So that's all I'm going to say.
So this time when Arsenal gets relegated, they come back.
And they beat Brentford.
They beat Brentford 3-0. Just kind of gets one goal more.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Or Brentford goes down, and they come back the following season, and then they
Yeah.
all right, so that was Friday. That was the first game of the Premier League season. Saturday morning, for us at least, it was a 7:30 kickoff.
And
I was in
Wow.
heaven.
must be nice.
Oh, it was beautiful. So, first things first, I see the lineups come out for the Man United Leeds game. Big rival. I see the lineup come out, and I'm okay with everything. Wasn't huge on Dan James and Fred both starting. I don't think anyone's really too huge on Fred. Dan James, I'll say it now during the entire game, I feel like he was lost. He didn't really play a big role.
He was just kind of placeholder for this game until
yeah.
Sancho.
Yeah, which I
Gets
get.
up to
I mean,
speed.
he's only been, Sancho's only been there a little bit. He had to quarantine and everything because of, coming over. But anyway, so the first goal, it kind of nothing. I feel like the first.
Before you get into the first goal,
Yeah.
I just want to say, first goal doesn't come until the 30th minute.
Yeah.
I honestly thought, United were the better of the two teams, but
Mhm.
I thought it was going to be like a really good close game just from the first
So did
30
I.
minutes of it, like back and forth. Both teams like to attack. But go ahead, 30th minute.
Yeah. So I also thought too, like just before that goal, both teams were getting chances, but there's a lot of like hard challenges and a lot of good battles in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
And it led to chances. It wasn't the ball just staying in the middle of the field. Like it would be a hard challenge from a United player, from Fred and McTominay, and then they get a chance. And then Rafinha the other way, then they would get a chance for Leeds. But first goal, Pogba. I forget who played him the ball, but Pogba kind of takes a glance over his shoulder, sees Bruno making a run, plays the ball through. Great touch from Bruno. It gets it under control, hits a volley. Was it Millier? Is that how you pronounce his name? For Leeds, the keeper. Comes out, makes himself big, gets a big piece of it, but ball just worked its way into the net, and Bruno picks up pretty much right where he left off from last year.
Yeah.
And it was, and right a little bit before that, Pogba missed a fucking breakaway sitter. So yeah, and
You're screaming like you thought it
I
was
wish
in.
we had a video of this. So Pogba's on a breakaway, he fucking misses it, and the angle I had, he goes wide of the goal, like on the far side of the goal from like the broadcast camera was. And I hits the back, like behind the goal, like this little like board there, and then hits the back netting, like behind the goal. And I
Brian
start
got up.
screaming. I'm jumping. And then I hear, how does he miss? I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? He missed the breakaway. But then he makes up for it with a great assist to Bruno. And from there, I'm freaking the fuck out, as you would. Bruno picks up where he left off. Pogba starts his great day.
Yeah. I just want to add real quick. One thing, you'll notice that some of the other goals in this game, I mean, we didn't say the score. It's 5-1 it ends, United. But, one thing I noticed in this game was it looked like Bruno and Pogba had been playing together for, 15 years. They just looked like they had a really good connection and they understood each other really well. The first goal kind of showed, okay, ball's coming in. Bruno knows what Pogba's going to do, and Pogba knows what Bruno's going to do. So that run was literally inch perfect to where right into stride to where Bruno is. He just has to get a foot on it and hit it on net. And then you see that in another goal later on too, but we'll wait to get into that. But that's just one thing I noticed, and I think, if they can keep up that connection and that chemistry this year,
it's gonna be
United's going to be
deadly.
scary.
Yeah, so we go into the break, up 1-0. Coming out of halftime from the 49th minute to the 68th minute, there was 20 minutes of just goals.
Yeah.
And this was fun. So just to kick it off, Luke Ayling hits a bullet.
Screamer.
From the right, kind of top of the right side of the box. So he's on the right side of the goal a little bit. Hits a bullet to the left side. It's...
De Gea can't do anything.
No, I would say shoulder height. De Gea full extension. Can't get there.
This is an outside back, too.
Yeah.
Who hits this?
I think it was Lindelof that was there. Didn't close him down quick enough. I don't think Wan-Bissaka got back quick enough either. So that goes in, and I'm like, So us sucking at home is going to carry over from last year. Because, again, we were pretty much road warriors last year. Couldn't do shit. I was wrong.
Only took 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And this, man. Can we just appreciate the pass from Pogba in this goal? The perfect weight on this pass.
Yeah.
Right to Greenwood's foot.
Oh, it was beautiful. I think it was, who was it? Was it Dallas that couldn't keep up with him? I don't know who it was. But he plays this, like Dan said before, this inch-perfect ball, this perfectly weighted ball. Pogba looks up, sees Greenwood making a run, and Greenwood actually starts a little bit behind him. Again, I think it was Dallas, a little bit behind him, and then Greenwood's quick as shit. Beats him, takes one touch, and the finish.
I was going to say, yeah, people give Pogba a lot of credit on that pass, but, like, the finish is not easy. He's on the left side of the goal, left foot.
Tough angle, and
puts it right inside.
Posting it.
Yeah, right
and
inside
I've heard of this, and I've been saying it. I don't think Greenwood has a weak foot. I think both feet are strong feet. He's proven that the past few years.
Mm-hmm.
But again, another perfect ball from Pogba, and he's not done because 2 minutes later,
another assist.
Yeah, now Bruno's getting his second.
Yeah. And again, another good run from Bruno, another perfect ball from Pogba. I mean, this one was a little bit of a weird goal. Like, this is the one that barely crossed the line.
Yeah,
but crossed.
Yeah, Bruno gets played in on the right side, kind of fakes a shot. Keeper goes down. I think one of the defenders slides, cuts back, hits it, and the fans start going nuts. Then they stop. Every player's hand goes up.
Everyone's staring at the ref.
Bottom of the right of the screen, you see the ref. I'm staring at it. You see him look at the watch, calls it, place goes nuts. So Bruno gets his second. Pogba's on his, third assist at that point, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And again, Pogba not done. But before that, Bruno gets his hat trick, gets his third. Victor Lindelof, the guy who probably, is going to not be in the lineup for much longer, is getting replaced. We'll touch on that later. Plays a dime of a ball from, I want to say, maybe 10 yards within his own half?
Yeah, near half field, but a little past.
Bruno hits it in stride, volley, just roof of the net. Now, so apparently he went to VAR, which we talked about this last week. They didn't show it on the screen. They didn't show it on the broadcast, and lines come up. Now, goal stands, Bruno gets hat trick, everyone's celebrating, only to find out, because of the lines being thicker and the margin of error is greater, they said if this was last year, the goal would not have stood because the lines are thicker this year. So,
and honestly, it's okay. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I know you're okay with it.
Until it goes against us. So Bruno gets the hat trick, and then to top it off, fucking Fred.
Even Fred gets in on the goals.
Yeah, 60th minute, Fred gets into the action. And again, Pogba comes down that left side, glances up, plays a perfect ball right in stride to Fred.
Decent finish, too.
Yeah, Milier's already kind of, going left to right. He goes back to his left. He can't really sort his feet out in time. It's a good finish. Even the announcer goes, it's a runaway when Fred's getting involved or something like that. And you know what? I mean, Sancho gets his time a little bit. He played, I think, like 5-10 minutes, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. Martial's back. Him and his bald head, which is fucking weird looking to me. But, 5-1 Man United, and that makes the 7-15 wake up so worth it for me.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start. And
we are
your players showed out too, and this is the scary thing is like United's only going to get better too. They're bringing in Varane, a healthy Sancho who's playing 90, most of the game. It's only going to get better.
Start Rashford waiting after his shoulder surgery. He's
Rashford,
going to come back. Ugh. I'm excited going for it.
If they bring in a CDM too,
fucking give us the trophy. Plan the parade. But yeah, 5-1 Man United beat Leeds in the rivalry game at Old Trafford. Yeah, makes the 7:30 wake up. Fucking so fun.
We'll glance past the next game because we want to focus on some of the high ones here.
We'll give you the score. Yeah.
Burnley 2, Burnley 1. Burnley goes ahead in this game 1-0 early. I think in the second minute, Tarkowski gets a goal, literally plows over the defender and just gets ahead on it. Him. But 2 late goals from Brighton, secured the 3 points for them away.
Tarkowski also, just to throw this out there, outside the 6, tried to do a scissor kick and bombed it over, which was fucking sick.
It was close for a center back.
Made sick contact, just guided it. But yeah, Burnley are going down because why the fuck not? We'll move on to Chelsea and Crystal Palace. Chelsea kind of picking up and riding that high from the Champions League into the first game of the year, and they came out and played well.
Yeah, a couple
3-0 winners.
Couple interesting talking points in this game. I mean, first we'll talk about the Alonso free kick goal. My God, what a beauty! I mean,
this dude
Guaita,
is crazy.
Guaita didn't even move. He was frozen. He was frozen.
He dipped this
Perfectly.
over the wall
to
where the point where even if he picked up the ball and he saw it, it's probably even with him or past him before you can see it. Like, that's a picture-perfect free kick. Again, is it directly top corner, side netting? No. But it's up and over the wall and curling away so quick that no keeper is, even if they move, is even going to come close to that ball.
Yeah.
You could be cheating that. Like, you can't be cheating that way. You're still not getting that ball. But it was incredible.
Yeah, great finish. And then 13 minutes later, the American international Christian Pulisic gets on the goal.
Such a shitty goal.
Yeah, I mean, the build-up wasn't bad. I mean, Mount plays a 1-2, I think, with Cesar Azpilicueta on the right-hand side. Plays the ball in. I think Werner and the goalie kind of get a little mixed up, bounces out, and, Pulisic just cleans up the scraps.
As they say, Johnny on the spot.
He's got 5 goals in 5 games against Palace, so he's got a thing out against
Palace.
Palace.
He loves playing Palace. What does he have against them?
What?
What does he have against them?
I don't know.
Clearly hates them or something. But yeah, so, and then here is one of the cool parts about this game. I'm not going to attempt where is he?
Trevor Chalobah.
I'm not going to try and announce that name, because I'm going to fucking get it wrong. Is he starting this game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outside back.
So, yeah, he starts, and this is for, his debut?
Yeah, I believe so.
He gets the ball on the right side, top of the box. It's a bullet.
Yeah.
I looked it back. I don't know if it deflected or not. Might have, might not have. Go side netting. But the celebration to see, he kind of runs over, he just kind of collapses, and you can see it was pretty emotional too. Like, it's your first game. How old is he? He's not.
He's like Mount's age or close to Mount. I think he grew up.
He's 22.
Yeah.
So, he plays in one game, and he's got a goal. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so cool.
I believe he's one of those players that came up to the system, got loaned out a few times, and he's, there's a new coach now, and now there's your chance for these kind of players to step up and earn their place in the team. And
well, according to this, he hasn't played in the 17-18, 18-19. He didn't play for the U21s for Chelsea, and he didn't play in 2018-2019 or 2019-2020 for Chelsea, for the first team at least. But yeah, that's so cool. You love to see stories like that. And again, it wasn't like it was just like a tap-in goal, like a PK. Like,
yeah,
it was a fucking bullet. Like, and for the defender to hit that shot is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's cool to see how much it meant to him to get that goal for his boyhood club. And this kind of proves like everyone on Chelsea can score except for Werner. Apparently, you got 2 outside backs scoring.
Garrett,
and your striker cannot score a goal.
So Garrett has Werner in fantasy. He wasn't happy with that. But then the other side of things, I mean, listen, like I said, we had, these were all the 10 a.m. starts for us. We had 4 out of the 5 on. We didn't watch the Burnley game because fuck you, Burnley. But, so we had this game on. Not one player on Palace even stood out to me. Like, at least that's their one bright spot. No.
They had a young team.
Chelsea just had their way with them.
Yeah, it's a large task against Chelsea, too. I mean, this is Patrick Vieira's first game in charge at Crystal Palace, so I don't know. We'll see. I think Zaha played. He was pretty non-existent, I believe, in the game.
So they have a 21-year-old in this game in the back. Mark Guiai, I think that's pronounced it, for Palace. On the Premier League website, his picture is still in a Chelsea jersey. He's still on a Chelsea kit because I think he just got transferred over.
He's on loan, yeah.
Oh, you can't be on loan. You can't play against your parent club on loan.
Oh,
at least I think you could. But that's like Dan said, like that's how maybe inexperienced and young this team is for Palace. But I guess Chelsea kind of pick up right where they leave off, and take care of business against.
And this is another
Palace
team where they're only going to get stronger too. They signed Lukaku. That's been finalized.
Which we'll get more about a little later.
And I think they're trying to get him ready for next week's game, which is against Arsenal. Yay. But besides that, like I said, they're only going to get stronger. We said everyone on their team can score except their striker.
Yep.
Now they got one of the most proven
prolific
strikers in Europe. So
yeah,
good for them.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on.
Bad for the rest of the league.
We'll go on the Everton Southampton game. Southampton get, this game ends 3-1 Everton. I want to say for the first half of this game, it was all Southampton. Adam Armstrong. First of all, this dude's a fucking workhorse. We were watching this game. He's not afraid to check back into the middle of the field, get the ball. He's running down every through ball. He's running. He's chasing the keeper. He's pressing the backs. So I really like the way he played.
And just before you jump off that, just to give some context on him, he was one of the top scorers in the championship last year with Blackburn. I think he had 28 goals or something like that. But he's got shoes to fill for Danny Ings, and he's expected to step right into the team and get those goals, and getting one in his first debut, and that's pretty good, I would say. But speaking to the first goal a little bit, came in the 22nd minute. Keane was just way too nonchalant in the back, and just gets toe poked away from Charles. Or I think it's Charleston.
What?
Wait, hold on.
Che Adams poked it
away.
away.
Adams, sorry, I wrote the wrong name in my notes.
So Charleston poked it away from his own defender?
No, that's on me, yeah.
Yeah, Che Adams pokes it away, yep. Which I was calling Charlie Adams all game, and I don't fucking know why. And then it's Armstrong, I think, is one-on-one with the keeper. He could have just kind of past him. This dude decides to go opposite corner, top corner. Opposite side, top corner, yeah. Great finish. Terrible, out of the back for Everton. But then, after this goal, nothing really happens in the first half. I said Southampton was kind of dominating the game, I thought, in the first half. But after the goal, it didn't seem like they pressed on. It seemed like most of this game was then played in the middle of the field, up until the 47th minute, where Richarlison, equalizes for Everton. Why do I not remember this fucking goal?
This is a little weird one. I believe it was a corner. There was kind of like a scramble in the goal. Someone headed it out, and then it goes to Townsend on the top of the box. He heads the ball back in, and then Richarlison makes like a run. The defender's like wrong-footed. He flicks it in like inside the 6-yard box and just taps it in.
Yeah. But the next goal was a fucking rip. The Decore goal.
Yeah.
He gets the ball on the right side of the goal. I think he's inside the box. Looks up and just fucking blasts one top corner near post. Just a finish. Fucking piss missile.
Top finish.
Yeah. Nothing the keeper could do about that one. Alex McCarthy can't even get a hand to it. And the second half, I don't think you saw the other end of the field once. I think it was all Everton. Yeah. They'd win the ball in the middle, and they just kept pressing and pressing and pressing. Eventually, 5 minutes after the second goal, Calvert-Lewin, he started the year last year scoring, 4 straight games?
Might have been more than that.
He's off the mark this year, gets the first goal, his first goal in the first game. Richarlison gets the assist, and that seals the game for Everton. They win this one 3-1.
Just a couple talking points. I mean, Richarlison, he's coming in, gets a goal and assist after playing in the Olympics and the Copa America, and he basically did not have an off season. He's shown he's been pretty bright already this year. So
you wouldn't think that though. You would think he's well rested, ready to go the way he played this game.
Yeah. And then the last thing I wanted to say on this game is just this is also Rafa Benitez's first game in charge, who is the new Everton coach. He was the coach of Liverpool, who's their main rivals. Merseyside derby, years ago. And I believe he called Everton back at that time a small club, and now he's managing them. So I think the relationship with the fans is going to be an interesting kind of dynamic. I think he kind of proved to them today, okay, he's got a plan, and that it was a really good start for them.
Yeah.
So,
all right, so let's move on here. Not too much in the next game, really, to touch on. Leicester and Wolves. Leicester take this one 1-0. Who else but Jamie Vardy is going to score? He gets older.
Every year we say
he's done. He's too old.
He's 33. He's 32. He's 33. He's not going to score. He can't keep it up. He's 34. He scores in his first game. I mean, it's just the man just doesn't age. He just doesn't fall off. And I hope I don't jinx him, knock on wood, because I love watching Vardy play, and I think he's been absolutely great for the Premier League. Great story, but let's talk about the goal. Mm-hmm. Pereira gets the ball on the right wing off a throw-in, and he does some kind of back heel move where he somehow evades two defenders.
Splits two defenders somehow.
And then sends in a bullet cross right to Jamie Vardy's left foot. And all he has to do is just put it there. Just to redirect it, and it just goes
perfect.
Perfect. I mean, the goalie could do nothing about it.
No. It's a great finish. Like I said, Jamie Vardy just, it's like a fine wine, I guess. Just gets better with age. I don't fucking know how to describe it at this point.
Yeah, and before that, I believe it's before that, Traore is literally in on goal.
Who Dan has on fantasy, and I beat him in fantasy this week because of this problem.
That probably would have won me the game.
It would have. 100%.
He's in on goal, breakaway. I forget who sends him the ball, but it's one-on-one.
Great ball.
And he puts it wide. He pushes it wide.
Dan was on his feet ready for the goal. I was on my feet after he missed. I was thrilled.
But, like, that's twice in that game. He was on another breakaway in the second half, and I think he bodies the defender one-on-one with the keeper and hits it directly right at him.
Yep.
He could be such a good player. He just needs to learn how to finish.
Yeah. And the other one final thing I really want to say about this game, well, actually two. James Maddison does come out in the 62nd minute. I read today that he did take a knock in the back, but he should be okay for this coming week. And the other thing is, and I was shitting my pants every single time Raul Jimenez went up for a header.
Yeah.
It's terrifying, but at the same time, awesome to see him back on the field after fracturing his skull last year.
Great to see him back.
Yeah, it's awesome to see him back, but again, every time he goes up for any challenge, I'm like, ah, shit. And I don't even like Wolves, but I'm still shitting my pants.
Yeah.
But, Leicester do what they have to do. I think it might have got away with this one. I don't know if they deserve fully to win this game. Like you said, a lot of missed chances from Wolves. But, nonetheless, they come out in the winners. We can kind of touch on the next game.
Yeah, we won't spend too much time. Exciting game, but I mean,
five goals.
Let's just set the scene here. Watford 3, Villa 2. This is another team coming up from promotion, or who was promoted this year from the Championship. Only takes 10 minutes for Watford to take the lead in their new campaign.
Yeah.
Comes through Dennis. This was, I believe, it was a ball in from Sarr. It was a one-time shot blocked, and he just kind of followed up, and Emi Martinez couldn't get to it. So 10 minutes in, new season, they're winning against Aston Villa, who have high expectations this year.
Yeah.
They lost Grealish, but still have high expectations. They've been making moves in the transfer market. And then 42 minutes later, Ismaila Sarr
takes a shot. Yeah, I don't know who went down to block it. It's blocked, but the deflection it takes just loops its way.
It was Mings off the bottom of the cleat, bounced over. Martinez couldn't reach his hand to it.
Just loops his way, pretty much side netting on the opposite side. And at that point, you go into the dressing room.
2-0 up.
Yeah, newly promoted, 2-0 up. I mean, you're loving life. They come out, they get a third. Hernandez gets the third to kind of seal it off. Tom Cleverley, of all people, gets the assist.
Yeah. Good finish, by the way. Top left of the box, cuts in.
Yeah,
off
good
the
hit.
Post and in. Yeah.
John McGinn gets one back in the 70th.
One of the greatest finishes of the weekend, I think.
Yeah, this finish was sick.
I think it was Ramsey plays the ball in from the left-hand side, and he just gets a
Bailey.
one-time. What was it?
Bailey.
Was it Bailey?
Yep.
He gets a one-time foot in, or one-time shot, left foot.
Perfect finish.
Perfect finish.
I mean, and then we go to the end. Danny Ings gets. I'm not sure who gets tripped up.
Traore.
It was Traore gets tripped up.
He got the assist
on this stupid little kick back heel bullshit. Just lazy defending. It's the 90th minute.
Easy pen, yeah.
Yeah, it's easy pen. Danny Ings buries it, and I think 2 touches later after the kickoff, game ends. So Watford, I don't think the scoreline really 3-2. I don't think the game was that close. I think Watford actually played better.
Let's just say Villa looked like shit
They
in that
didn't
game.
look good. Yeah, we're just going to say it. They look fucking awful. Again, they don't have Watkins either.
They don't have Watkins, but you're still playing some quality players in there, and you just were outplayed by, not that I can say anything with Arsenal being outplayed too, but they were outplayed by Watford. Watford deserved to win that game.
And again, Watford didn't dominate possession. They had more chances. They hit them on the counter when they could. Again, like I said, they didn't have more possession, but they had more shots. They had more shots on target.
Yeah.
Villa had 2 shots on target. I mean, they both went in, but Watford had 7.
Yeah.
They didn't win, but at least you're shooting the ball. Watford newly promoted. At this point, newly promoted teams are 2-0. And then we go into the Norwich-Liverpool game where, sadly,
at Carrow Road, that
comes to an end.
Yeah.
Again, cool to see newly promoted team. Newly promoted team. At home to start the season. Granted, they were in the season 2 years ago in the league 2 years ago. I mean, so wasn't as big as Brentford coming up. But Diego Jota, 20th minute. Ball gets played in from the right-hand side. Salah, just a terrible touch.
Before we get into that, sorry, you finish the goal and then I'll...
Yeah, Salah's a terrible touch.
Yeah.
And it just kind of lands at Jota's feet, and he just passes it in. Dan was pissed. I have Salah on fantasy, so a shitty touch turns into assist.
So dumb.
What are you gonna say?
But before we get into that, I mean, 26 minutes before that, Norwich actually looked pretty solid. They looked like they were playing in the game. They didn't seem out of place. But then after they let that first goal in, it just kind of went downhill for them. And Liverpool just kind of took over. They gained the confidence, and they just looked threatening going forward every time.
I mean, Norwich tried it out to the halftime, only down 1. So, you think coming out in the second half, maybe the fans behind you again, you start strong, maybe you get 1, and then you can kind of go from there. And they held out for 20 minutes until Roberto Firmino. I'm pretty sure he gets subbed on the 61st, puts the ball in the 65th, and from there you kind of could see, it was done.
Yeah.
Norwich had really nothing else going forward. Every time they got the ball in the middle of the field, they're trying to force passes that weren't there. They were struggling to even build out of the back. And then again, they hit 9 minutes later for the third. Salah gets his first of the year. And, you like to see the new teams, do well. But, again, Liverpool, coming back after this season, after not maybe their best season last year, you look at the lineup, they're still down Robertson, who, did train. I think he was training a little bit today or yesterday, whatever it was. And Van Dijk, his first game back in a year, and he looked pretty good.
He did.
I don't know how to say this guy's name. Konstantinos
Tsimikas, I think.
He looked brutal. If there's one bad part about Liverpool in this game, it was him. I don't think he played well at all. I saw him getting some shit on Twitter, rightly so. He didn't look good. But yeah, the only real talking point, Norwich are back, and Josh Sargent came in the 77th, and he played 13 minutes, and I think he had he took on 2 players at one point and beat them both. So
he looked pretty good actually.
Yeah.
He looked positive when he was on, but when he was warming up in front of behind the goal, there were USA chants going.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool to see.
Sick. Yeah. So but yeah, so that was that wrapped up Saturday. For week 1. We can go into Sunday. First game of Sunday was West Ham 4, Newcastle United. Dose.
This is a fun one to watch.
It was
this
fun.
Is back and forth, and this is very attacking, minded game. So, only takes 5 minutes to get the first goal of this game, and
Callum Wilson.
But the real praise should go to, Alan St. Maximin. He was just a nutcase on the side of the 18 there. He went back and forth for 2 minutes straight. Eventually lost Rice, and played a good ball in. And Callum Wilson, credit to him too. He made a good run front near post and just had her in.
Yeah,
5 minutes off to a great start.
Lead doesn't last long. 18th minute, Aaron Cresswell gets one back. For West Ham,
This is a weird one because it just kind of trickled in. It was almost like it was a cross in. Plays through. I think Antonio misses. Fornals might have missed it, and I forget who else. There was 3 players who missed it, and eventually crosses the line untouched.
Yeah.
So,
but they get the lead back. Jacob Murphy in the 40th.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, okay, this is gonna be a fucking fun game.
yeah.
Out of the break, doesn't last long. Benrahma in the 53rd, and then 10 minutes later, Souček takes the lead.
Well, hold on, wait. We're
I'm
jumping over
just
some
kind
things
of
here.
running through the goals right quick.
Yeah.
But
I just want to say, the Souček goal, this is an important one to talk about because this is a penalty kick, or it's off of a penalty kick.
yeah,
I think it's Jacob Murphy who tries to clear a ball and gets a penalty called against him. And he kind of swings, and he gets the ball first. And I don't even think there's any contact. Fornals completely sells it. They go to VAR, and they still call it a penalty kick. Antonio steps up, hits it to the right. Not a great pen. Saved by the keeper. And that's when Souček follows up and gets it. But it should not have been a pen in my book.
I agree. I think what VAR's put in there for clear and obvious errors. I think this was one. You said he got the ball.
There's nothing in it.
He got the ball. If there's any contact, it is extremely minimal.
Yeah.
And he's making the most of it. As one of those situations where you'd like to see, VAR. I mean, then again, it's do they have more angles that we don't? They're not showing as much this year.
They showed replays of it, but
Yeah, but I don't think they're breaking it down in depth like they did last year. So maybe they have more angles and we don't, which is one thing. But from what we saw, I don't I agree. I don't think it's a pen at all.
Yeah. Regardless, Antonio steps up, misses. Souček follows up and scores. So at that point, it's 3-2. 3 minutes later, Antonio seals the deal. Ben Rama plays like a really good ball into Antonio. And I would just say this Ben Rama, Antonio, Souček kind of combination right now is looking really nice for West Ham.
It looks good.
And Antonio takes it was like one touch where I thought, okay, maybe it was a bad touch going away from goal, but he looked composed and hits it a rock in the left side of the goal. So puts them up 4-2. West Ham win. They outplayed Newcastle in the second half, but a six-goal thriller, I would say. It was a pretty good game.
Yeah. It's a good way to start your Sunday. And getting into what we said was going to be game of the week, Tottenham, Man City. You know what? The first half of this game, I was extremely underwhelmed. So let's real quick before we talk about the game here. Again, the first half sucked, but the lineups come out. So there's no Harry Kane. Expected. No Harry Kane in the starting 11. Now.
Not in the lineup.
Also no Harry Kane.
Not on the roster, yeah.
On the bench. So you're thinking, what the fuck? They're playing against City, the team who wanted them. Is there something going on there? So, doing some digging because I'm a researcher. Apparently he was held out. I think due to quarantine reasons or some type of I don't know what the hell it was. Kind of crap. But here's the twist. So Thursday night, which is we're recording this on a Tuesday, so this should go up Tuesday night. So this Thursday, the whatever the hell 19th, he is apparently projected to start for Tottenham in the Europa Conference League, which I didn't even know was a fucking thing. I feel like it's made up, but whatever. So a little weird there.
Yeah, he's back at training today too. Tuesday.
Yeah, he was training today. I'm trying to see through. Yeah, he was completing his period of isolation. Maybe he came back a little bit late from his break.
I thought I heard he was in his private box or something there.
Okay, well,
if that's the case, I don't know.
If they did, like I said, if they did, they didn't show him.
Yeah.
So yeah, as it kind of stands, it looks like he's gonna be back this week, which makes me think he was gonna play Thursday in this league. Maybe he doesn't start over the weekend. Maybe Thursday's to kind of get him back up to match speed. He comes in off the bench over the weekend. That's my guess. Yeah. I don't think he's going to start back-to-back games in the span of 2-3 days.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, he just doesn't start not on the roster, not on the bench.
Doesn't matter.
The other talking point is this is Grealish's first game with City. Competitive game for the league, and he gets the start. He starts in midfield. And honestly, I think it was a so-so performance for him. He looked good at times, but not too threatening at all times.
I have some qualms with this character.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, people are probably going to hate me for this. You guys probably hate me already because I say Man U sometimes. They Man United fucking sue me. I don't care anymore. So people already don't like me, right? Our last TikTok, at League Pints TikTok, I literally asked the question, one of our TikToks on top 4, I said, do Tottenham have a chance to compete for it? Somebody answered and said, this idiot really thinks Tottenham's going to crack the top 4. No, I said, do they have a chance to compete for it? So first of all, I'm not a fan of you, sir. Or ma'am, I don't remember what you were. Secondly, again, I already pissed people off, might as well keep doing it. Jack Grealish, right? Great player, can do great things with the ball. Creative, can finish, can play that dynamic through ball that you need. Rack up the goals, rack up the assists. This motherfucker gets tapped. He screams and collapses on the ground. Rolls around for 20 seconds. Got the call? Yeah, I'm fine. It's not like, okay, granted. Do a lot of professional soccer players do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but this guy?
He exaggerates
every time. But oh my God, I couldn't do it. There was a time he was going down the sideline. He beat the player, literally beat him. And there was a little tug on his arm. He was gone. He had about 30 yards in front of him on the left side. Little graze of the arm. He tosses his right arm back, and it looks like he got shot with a bazooka in his right shoulder the way that arm fucking flew back. I can't deal with him doing this shit. Continue, Dan.
He is the most fouled player in the league, though, by a large margin.
Because he screams and collapses and he gets
away
with it.
Say, he does do it a lot. I'm not defending him. I know he does that quite a bit, but he does get fouled, actually fouled a lot too, and taken out. But yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. But in terms of his play, he linked up nicely with Sterling and some of the other mids at times.
A few times, yeah.
But it wasn't until the end of the second half when they were already down where I thought he kind of turned it up, kind of like a notch.
Yeah.
Had a couple chances on net, but I wasn't overly. I don't know. I wasn't overly impressed with his performance, and then it also kind of begs the question: how is he going to fit in with De Bruyne when he's starting and Foden when he's healthy?
Yeah,
it's interesting.
But let's not take away from the talking point of this game. The Tottenham win. Sonny Son.
Yeah.
This proves that he doesn't fucking need Harry Kane. And he gets the lone goal of this game, and he gets his first of the year.
Yeah, but this goal is, let's talk about it for a second, because it doesn't look like anything's really going to amount from it, because it's a counterattack, kind of played to Son on the right-hand side. He's taking it up. I forget who the defender is. I think Ake's up there too, but he doesn't look too threatening. He's over on the right side of the box. He kind of does like a quick push on his left foot and just hits a shot on goal, and I think Diaz it looks like he tries to chest it. I don't know if his leg gets stuck, but he doesn't make a great attempt at it.
Yeah, this was a weird one because, like you said, it looks like he makes an attempt, but kind of halfway through thinks, maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah, and I think that threw off Ederson.
Yeah, I don't know if it throws off Ederson or not, because I think if Ederson goes for this ball, I think he gets there.
Yeah.
Again, Diaz is right there. I don't know if Ederson is thinking he's gonna clear, or two, he's kind of screened by it. But even if he's screened, I still think if he picks it up late, I think Ederson can get there if he goes. But at this point, he's already on his heels, and Son's already off celebrating. Because, and again, we always say, like, okay, well, there's that Harry Kane, Son partnership. How would they be without each other? And, at this point, I don't think Son gives a shit. He's just going to score goals.
Yeah. And if you're City's defense, you can't give Son that kind of space on the top of the box, because he's going to punish you, which you learned that all last year. He's arguably, I think Son is I thought last year he was a very underrated player, and he was, one of the best players in the league. This year, I have a feeling he's going to really take a step up, especially, we don't know, Harry Kane's future is in doubt right now. We don't know what he's going to do, where he's going to end up, but I think he's, poised to have a really top season. And I think he's really going to show his class this year and continue to show. So, a couple other things I wanted to talk about in this game was, City in front of goal. Like, they need a striker desperately, and that shows today. You can't play Ferran Torres in the striker role.
No. There was at one point where, balls kind of on the goal line. I forget who plays it in the cross.
Cancelo?
No. It was on the who's the left back in this game?
Cancelo played one in, and he missed towards the end of the game.
No, I'm sure when it was. I think it was in the first half still. It was still in the first half. Mahrez misses a fucking sitter at one point. I think it's... I'm not sure who it is. It might have been Grealish. I think it was Grealish. I think he plays the ball. He's kind of on the end line from, the near side, plays it in the middle, top of the box, like right at the PK spot. Nobody picks up Mahrez, and he bombs one like so far over and so far wide. It looked like he might have slipped, but it also looked like he just got the timing of the run all wrong. He couldn't sort his feet out, and he just had to kind of throw his left leg at it and hope for the best. But you're right. Like, you get their forwards, Raheem Sterling, Ferran Torres, and Raheem Mahrez. Okay, fine, but
Raheem Mahrez, yeah.
You said who's that striker who can put the ball in the net, which it kind of shows why they're going for Harry Kane.
I was going to ask the question to you now. Which team after this game needs Harry Kane more, Spurs or City?
I honestly think City. I think going forward, don't get me wrong, I think, Kane would certainly help Spurs, obviously. And if he were to leave, I think they do need another forward up top. I don't think Bergwijn's going to cut it. But Lucas Moura played pretty well. Son, is going to do what he does. He's always dangerous no matter what. Like you said, you can't give him time and space. He'll make you pay. But at one point, Lucas Moura had a chance where Gundogan had to clear it off the line. So going forward, it wasn't like Spurs didn't have anything. They still created some chances. They still had a threat.
They knew they weren't going to possess the game against City, but they knew how to counter and how to take their chances. And to me, You take the 150 million and you sell Harry Kane. I mean, there's been some kind of fallout, it seems, with the club.
Mm-hmm.
But you take that money, you invest in probably another winger, to your point, and maybe either a center mid. I don't know if you think Dele's the solution long term or not. He had a pretty good game.
Had a good game, yeah.
But you invest in the squad, 150 million. That's a lot of money. You can really build pieces there, and it shows Son can carry the team. Son can step up, and then it just helps City in front of goal. Like, they're lacking ever since Aguero had injury issues and wasn't playing consistently. Yes, they still won the league and stuff, but the goals are coming from Gundogan and their outside backs and things like that, and random people. If they have that trusted goal scorer they can count on to score 20-plus goals a season, they'll win the league easily.
Yeah, so like you said, this is a perfect example. This game is a perfect example of, the lack of quality they have in front of goal. I mean, they had chances. I mean, they created a lot of chances. They had 18 shots, only hit the net 4 times. Yeah. So this is really where you ask the question, who's Harry Kane? Who would he benefit more in this game at least? City or Spurs? And I genuinely think Man City need him more.
Yeah,
that's just how it goes. So,
and before we move off, two or three more things I want to talk about in this game.
Oh Jesus, Christmas!
Sorry.
Well, fucking. There's 2 of us, and we're still going as long as usual. Maybe even longer. Goddamn.
So I need to give a shout out to Tanganga on Spurs.
Yeah.
He was
a beast.
An absolute beast in this game.
Well.
He shut down Sterling. He shut down Grealish. He bullied them too. He's a rookie. I think it's his first season. I think he came up through the Spurs team, youth team, and he just he showed his presence there. He was tough. He just outplayed and outbodied them.
The past two seasons, 2019, 2020, and 2020, 2021, he had 6 appearances in both seasons. Yeah, and he's 22.
So big shout out to him.
Skip,
Oliver Skip played well in there too. Another young player for Spurs. So good young talent really stepped up against City in this game. I do also want to note, I don't think we should really be concerned with City. I think this is just like a one-game kind of fluke thing. I think it shows they need a striker. They're still a top-class team. Spurs just came out there. Again, we didn't even talk about the atmosphere here at the new Spurs Stadium.
Fucking crazy.
Filled with fans. It was absolutely insane. Great to see. But, you love to see that. And I think City, you don't need to really pump the brakes and get all concerned yet. I think it's just a one-game thing.
There's no reason to panic.
Yeah.
And you never know. Like I said, there's still some time. So maybe they don't get Harry Kane. Maybe they, out of fucking left field, go grab another striker.
Yeah.
That, we don't know about. Or maybe they get Harry Kane. We don't know. But they can certainly use a striker. And there's time, like Dan said. No need to panic. There's plenty of time. They'll settle in, and they'll do what, they do, and that's get results. But
one more thing, sorry.
Oh, my God. You keep saying one more thing.
I'm sorry. I just keep thinking I keep thinking of things.
Go for it.
I was really impressed with the way Nuno approached this game too. Just listening to him speak, talk about the players, and talk about his philosophy with the players is really interesting to hear. He sounds like he was not Spurs' first, second, third, or fourth pick for manager, from what we can gather. But he really stepped up, and he's really getting them in shape and getting them kind of organized. It was a really interesting they looked very narrow in the field, so very compact. Mm-hmm. Kind of forcing City to play out wide. And when you think about it, they don't really have that go-to point striker to play balls in. So they're going to force you out wide and, make you send that ball in.
Yeah.
And I think it worked to their favor because, Ferran Torres isn't going to get on headers, and they're good enough defensively to, clear the ball out, get a head on it. So
I hear.
I'm done.
All right. So after, I'm just going to do this because I'm a Man United fan. I'm an asshole. After match week 1, Man United, we are top of the league. Say we are top of the league. And let's just see. If I scroll all the way down to 17th, there is Arsenal fighting to stay up. Anyway, let's get into match week 2. We'll buzz through these games right quick. If my forking computer will load. I said forking, family friendly, PG. I never fucking curse on here. So we have, what do we have? We have a couple Saturday games, 3 Sundays, and a Monday. Is that what I'm saying? All right, so let's run through these. Saturday morning, East Coast in the America time, 7:30, Liverpool and Burnley. We could both agree, right? This is going to end 19-0. Burnley are fucking dog shit.
Yeah, Liverpool are going to win this easy.
All right. Let's move on to Villa and Newcastle. This is an interesting one for me.
You asked me before last week, I would say Villa should win this easily.
Now, I don't know.
I don't know.
This can go either way. I'm excited to watch this game. I think it's going to be interesting.
I think Villa should bounce back here.
I think they do.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ollie Watkins is back yet, but I think they do.
Should be close.
Next up, we have Crystal Palace and Brentford. Listen, so I burped there. Brentford. I think Brentford win this game.
This is an interesting one, yeah.
Based off how they played. Palace.
I'd love to see him 2-0 to the start of the new season.
Palace is coming off getting shut out. Brentford's coming off a shutout. I think they win.
Yeah.
I think they win.
Leeds, Everton.
I'm excited for this game. Only because I think what we didn't see week 1 from Leeds, which was goals,
Yeah.
I think we see them this week. I don't think, Everton's back line, besides Digne, is too sturdy at the moment. I mean, you saw it with the Keane mistake. So I think Leeds are going to kind of come out, just guns blazing, they're going to kind of maybe take advantage of that. I think this will be a high-scoring game. I think Everton still win, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if I saw like 5-6 goals in this game. I really wouldn't.
I could see like a 2-2 tie.
I expect goals. Manchester City against Norwich, kind of the same thing as
They got a
Liverpool.
point
Norwich.
to prove in this game. I think they're gonna blow
I think
out
they're going
Norwich.
to bury them. Yeah,
I'm gonna say like 4-0.
Watford and Brighton. I think Watford win.
This is an interesting one.
I think Watford win.
I'm gonna go Brighton on this one.
Okay. That's fine. Okay.
Okay.
Sunday morning, Man United, Southampton. I think after both teams' performances, I think Man United is riding a high. They announced right before the game Varane. He's been training all week. Sancho's been training all week. Be interested to see if they both start. I think Sancho does start for Dan James. Varane, if he were to start, it'd be for Lindelof. Lindelof, however, had an assist last game. He did play a few other decent long balls out of the back. I thought he was well defensively. So it'll be interesting to see if he starts. But I think United still win, just based off the first 2 performances of the season so far for each team. Spurs, Wolves. Spurs.
Yeah, Spurs should win this.
Yeah. Interesting to see if Kane's on the bench. If he starts. No one knows.
Yeah.
What I would say, game of the week, normally, would be 2 top 6 teams, but now it's a top 4 team and a relegation battle team. Arsenal and then Chelsea. You're so fucked. Lukaku's gonna play too. You're so fucked.
Starts,
You're
we're
so
gonna
fucked.
Lose like 4-0.
You're so fucked.
I just have no hope for this.
You're so boned, dude.
Dressed in all black.
Oh, I know that's going on TikTok. I'm the editor tomorrow. And we'll wrap up game week 2 with.
I would say this is the real game of the weekend.
Yes, West Ham and Leicester.
This is the most intriguing one to me, at least.
I'm excited for this one.
West Ham showed their quality going forward last week against Newcastle, and I think we didn't see the best of Leicester last week.
Yeah, especially James Maddison.
James Maddison, Harvey Barnes, Tielemans, they all had kind of slow starts. The midfield didn't look great, but I think there's a lot more for them to offer. So I think it's going to be, I don't know.
It'll be close.
I'm going to say another high-scoring game, like 3-2 or 2-2.
And you know what? I love a fucking midday game. I love a 3 p.m. kickoff on a Monday. Oh, just gets the tiddlywacks going, I don't know what that means. I really don't. But so we're at an hour and 3 minutes. We crushed this one, huh?
Yeah.
You have anything else you want to touch on? Anything else outside Premier League? We hit on Lukaku signing, the Harry Kane stuff. Varane is the official United player. I don't really think there's really much more to
I think we touched
go
on.
If I just go on to is there any top news right now in the Premier League that's happening that we need to know about?
I don't think so. I think we pretty much touched on everything.
Even if there is, we've been going out this for an hour or so. So we are top of the league, so we're top of the league, Man United. Anyway, I can close out this now. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for listening. Audio versions available pretty much everywhere, I would assume. Almost all podcast platforms. You can watch on YouTube, Premier League and Pints on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, @LeaguePints. We're trying to keep up a little bit more with our Instagram and stuff. And again, you guys have been killing it on TikTok, interacting with us, and some of them are funny. Some of them you guys, call us fake fans because we're Americans. Sorry, I'll tell you. But yeah, if that's that, I got nothing else.
Me either. Thanks for listening. See you next week.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Peace.